It's time for the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Each week, Trading Stocks Made Easy demystifies stock trading and investing so you can profit big. And now, here's the host of Trading Stocks Made Easy, the wealthy investor, Tyrone Jackson.
Hey, it's Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor. Welcome back to another fabulous episode of Trading Stocks Made Easy. Now, this is part of a new series that we're doing where traders come on and they share their top trading secrets to success. They're going to tell you the 3 things that they think are just most important to them. Now, my guest today is somebody who comes from the business world, and he does something that's a little complicated. I ask him every 6 months to explain it to me. He does, and I go, oh, okay. And then I simply can't remember exactly what it is. Now, I know him as PJ, but his birth name is Pran Jul Srivastava. I got it right there on the first shot. Right. Hey, and we simply call you PJ.
That's right.
Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes, I am so happy that you're here and willing to tell your story. And I don't want to waste any time. We're going to get right to it.
Sure. Let's go.
You make fabulous money in the stock market, like fabulous money. And I'm constantly saying, you're doing that well. You're like, yeah. So
all thanks to you.
I don't know when we can get your numbers high enough so that you will go, Tyrone, this is incredible. But we're going to get into your background first.
Sure.
So tell us just a little bit about your family and where you grew up.
Sure. So my parents are originally from India. My father is a physician working in New York. But the interesting story about him is when he was younger, his whole family were all farmers in India. He was the only person who left his village and graduated high school. And once he graduated high school, he wanted to become a physician. And my grandfather said, there's no way you're going to become a farmer like everyone else. And my dad ran away and went to a city and stayed with a family member, and basically just studied at that point. And he didn't have shoes until he was 16 years old. And nor did he have a jacket until he was 16 years old. So he basically studied all night and worked in the day to pay for his medical fees and whatnot. And eventually he became a physician, and he got an opportunity to come to the U.S. And he came here about 35 years ago. And he actually came here and he had to restart all over again because they take all the exams again because they didn't recognize the certifications in India. So he essentially had to take all the exams again. My mother worked to support us. And and then he started, working in New York, and he's been a great father figure and a great person.
Now, did your father know your mother before he came here?
No, it was an arranged marriage.
It was an arranged marriage.
That's how it happens in India. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and you grew up in the New York City tri-state area.
I did. I grew up in Queens, and then my parents moved to Long Island.
And did you go to private school or public school?
No, I went to public school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you graduated high school.
Yes.
You went on to college?
Yes, I went to school in Boston. I went to Tufts University.
Oh, wow. You're a really smart guy.
No, I think I was smart back then. Trust me, if I tried to get in now, there's no way I would get accepted. But something worked, and I went there on a scholarship. And so my parents didn't have to pay much.
And then what happens after Tufts University?
I worked as a fixed income trader at a firm called Sanford Bernstein, which is now Alliance Capital.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, they're huge. So I was working there, and I was trading a lot of treasuries and mortgages. It was very boring because at that time, if you remember, it was a dot-com bubble or the dot-com boom. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to go into sales and equities. And so I left that and joined an internet company where I was given a lot of stock options. And we were supposed to actually go public the following year in March. And then the internet bubble popped, and next thing I know, our firm folded. And right after that, I joined a firm called JP Morgan, which is obviously another very large investment firm. And I worked in their asset management division and in sales. And that's how I got the nickname PJ, because I was PJ from JP. And that's how my clients used to refer to me as.
And so this is interesting because you're one of the rare students that actually had exposure to the financial markets and worked in them professionally. You obviously knew how much money was being made, right?
I did. But, to be honest with you, until I met you and I saw it, I always knew that there was a lot of potential to make, tremendous amounts of money. But I needed a roadmap. And is basically what you have given me is a roadmap of, hey, these are the strategies you can employ. This is how you can make X amount of money. And this is how you can, invest and grow your wealth. And so I knew how people became rich, but I needed a wealth plan. And that's essentially how I got introduced to you. And you are basically my wealth coach now.
Yes, and that's the title that I really prefer.
Yeah.
So even being in the financial world, were you seeing other people? I mean, we all saw a lot of people in the .com era become filthy rich, and they lost it when the market reversed. But outside of that, were you seeing people in your world making extraordinary amounts of money?
I did, but they were all making money by working. I had never run into anyone that said, "Hey, I'm investing in the stock market and making tremendous amounts of wealth." I've heard a lot of people talking about investing in penny stocks, and that wasn't for me. So I was skeptical at first, and I knew there was a way to make money. I just didn't have the guts or the inclination to go in without a roadmap. And so I waited for a long time, and I worked. But I was working long hours. I remember my first job, I worked 3 years and I didn't take one day off. And I used to work 16 to 17 hours a day because I used to trade U.S. markets and Asian markets. And next thing I know, I had chronic fatigue syndrome, and I had to leave work for a month and get rest. And I said, this is not a great way to make money. There's got to be an easier way or a more fundamental way to make money where you can enjoy your work and also enjoy life. And honestly, it took me longer than I expected, but there's a saying, there's a certain time and a certain place for everything. So a few years ago, I literally went on the internet and I Googled, how do I become rich? And the first thing that came on my browser was Tyrone Jackson.
I can't believe that when you tell me that story. Is that really true?
Yeah, that's true. And it said there was a seminar on that. I think I Googled you on a Thursday. There was a seminar on a Saturday, and I came to the Hilton, I remember, on a Saturday, and I was blown away because what I like what you do is you don't talk in small numbers, you talk in big numbers. So you can see that there's potential out there. And a lot of people in our class now actually have large accounts. And so for them, it's not something made up. They can actually, make this type of money and foresee this in their bank account. And so I think it was also a Bring a Friend Day or something like that. I don't recall exactly, but there was a lot of buzz in the room. A lot of people were anxious to join. And then I spoke to a few folks and they said, yeah, you can actually make good amounts of money. And they gave me some numbers. And I thought, you know what? I have nothing to lose. And it's foolish of me to be in the financial services industry and not participate in the stock market. So that didn't make any sense to me. And so I joined right away. It was a few years ago. And probably the best decision I made in my life.
Well, thank you very much for that. So you have income goals and target. What would be a good number for you that you are shooting for now in your trading? If you were making X amount each month, what would make you feel good? Because you keep hitting all your targets, so you might as well just pick another number.
I do. Now if I made $10,000 a month, I think I would be. I think you would actually feel happy because you always ask me, what's the number? What number can you make to make yourself feel happy? It seems like I'm never satisfied, but I think if I reach $10,000 a month, the next couple of months, I would be very happy.
Well, you're getting there.
I'm definitely getting there.
So
with your guidance.
You're not going to have any problem with $10,000 a month. That's a number that I hear a lot. And in cities like New York and LA, $10,000 is really not a lot of money. But in Colorado or someplace in the middle of the country or in Mexico, $10,000 a month will do you fine. I like to push the students to try to shoot for $30,000 a month.
Oh, absolutely.
And many people hit that. Right? It's just a matter of your strategy, what you're trading, and your discipline. Well, this particular show is really all about secrets, right? And for you to hit all of the targets that you've hit to this point, you're obviously something is working for you. So one of the secrets that you like to talk about is putting money in your account every single month. $500, $1,000 a month, and investing in your account. Is that where you started? And why do you think that works so well?
If you can put aside some money every single month that you don't necessarily need and won't break the bank, if you will, and use that, and you see your money growing, that gives you more incentive to put more capital in. And that's what happened. I started with $500 every month. And then as I sold covered calls and made more and more money, I thought, you know what? Let me put in some more money. And so I started putting in $1,000 in, and then eventually it became $1,500. And then I got to a point where my account could support larger trades and larger volumes of trades. And as you put more money to work, you make more income, residual income, and then you can obviously take that income and put into dividend-paying stocks to help your account grow. dividend-paying stocks, and like I said, to help your account grow and raise your account value. And once your account value is higher, then you have more margin, so you have more money to play with. And I think that's the game. It's just to get your account value higher, so you have more money to play with, and then it's a great cycle. It just feeds off each other.
Yes, and I know not to tell too much of your personal life, but there's a very high-end health club that you like to pay for, and your trading profits every month pay the dues there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's got to feel good.
Yes, because it is expensive, and I would not pay for that out of my own pocket.
Now, your second secret that you think has created your success is this idea of reinvesting your profits. You're not taking the covered call premiums that you receive and just blowing them. You're a fan of reinvesting in something. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the principles of growing your account is to take the capital and reinvest it to make more money. So if I make $1,000 on a covered call trade, I'll put that back into my account, and then instead of buying 100 shares, maybe next time I can buy 200 shares. And I think it's very, very important to just keep reinvesting. As you reinvest, you'll see it's like a compounding effect. You'll see your account value grow. As I mentioned before, as your account value grows, so will your margin. And so that just multiplies. It's like a multiplier effect. And I think it's imperative when you're first starting out is not to take that capital out and spend it, is to actually reinvest it. And in due time, you will be able to take some money out for day-to-day expenses and whatnot. But in the beginning, you should just leave it in there and reinvest it.
Your third secret, I find absolutely fascinating. No one has ever said this on this show before. So you're the first person to say you think it's important to learn how to both trade and invest in up and down markets, or bull and bear markets.
That's correct.
Yeah. Why? Most people just want to make the money. Why is it so important to learn how to trade when the market is going down or is bearish?
Well, when the market is bullish, everyone's a genius, right? All the stocks are going high. You don't really need any strategies in place. When the market is neutral, sideways, as you call it, or bearish, if you can make substantial amounts of money in that time frame, that just gives you so much more knowledge. So when the tides turn and the markets start to rise, you're better positioned to make even more money. So let's say you're making $5,000 a month in a bearish or neutral market. Heck, now when the market is bullish, you can make double or triple that. So I think once you understand the concepts of how to make money in these down and neutral markets, it just helps you. You become more knowledgeable. Then when the market turns, you're literally not you're playing on the same side as the table as the big hedge funds. You're not playing with the same amount of capital, but your mindset is the same as how they're trading. And I think that's very important, that once you master trading in a neutral or bearish market, it just sets you up intellectually to do well in a bullish market.
Now, you also mentioned mindset, and I'm a huge believer that your beliefs, people say, I want to be rich, but they may not have the belief system that supports that, right? How important is your mindset, your belief about wealth, your belief about money, what you can create? How important is that to your trading success?
It's imperative. You've taught us to, have a goal, income target every month. And I've actually printed out an income target and I put it above my bed and right next to my computer. So when I'm trading, I look at that number and I work backwards and say, how can I make that number every single month? And so that's what I've been doing. And I think the mindset's important, because if you just say you want to be rich and you don't visualize it, or you don't constantly think about it and study it, it's not going to happen, right? You have to put it out there in the universe so the universe can, conform itself to give you what you're asking for. And, this is sort of like the secret here, but I'm a big believer of, if you can visualize it and you can pronounce it to the universe will somehow, bring it back to you. So it's like attraction, right? Like attracts like. So if you send positive energy out there, you'll get positive energy back.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you have, when you've told friends and family that you've been trading in the stock market, you were met with a lot of skepticism and negativity.
Yes.
What kept you going through that?
Well, I knew it worked because I saw the proof in the pudding. I after my first year in your program, I was making good amounts of money, and then I don't let negativity come in my head. Like you said, I think there's a saying: there's always a problem to every solution for a negative person. So if there's a solution, they'll find a way to make you feel bad or say it doesn't work just because they can't actually do it. So I don't let negative thoughts come into my life. I've become more positive, and obviously the more I hang out with you, you're always a positive person. I become more and more positive. We talk about this all the time, but it is a mindset. Wealth is a mindset. Your life is a mindset. You literally can have whatever you want as long as you work hard at it and put it out there.
There's somebody listening because I've learned over time that a lot of people binge listen to the show, just like you would do with Game of Thrones. People send me email. I've listened to every single episode, but yet they haven't come to a live event. They haven't joined WI Trade School. They're just listening, right? So obviously, if you want to have a certain amount of success in your life with the stock market, you have to get in the game and get started. What would you say to that person who says, this guy comes from a financial background, he worked in the business. Of course, it makes sense that it would translate into him making $5,000, $10,000, $7,000 a month. What would you say to that person who's listening who thinks that you, PJ, can do it, but they can't? You would say what?
There's a lot of people in our class actually that don't have any financial background, and they came to your class with zero knowledge, and they have done tremendously well. And I'm talking about people who are teachers, people who are, in all sorts of professions. Like Schubert, who's a physician. But you don't need a financial background as long as you can understand and study the materials, and you present it in such a great way in our classes that it's very easy to follow. If you just go home and just study those materials, it's not that difficult. You hear the word finance and people just get scared. It's don't let it be your foe. Let it be your friend. I say you can't make wealth unless you get in the game. So what do you have to lose? There's unlimited upside for you. Look at your life right now. Can it be better with $5,000 extra every month, $10,000, $15,000? I'm not just saying that. There are people in our class who are making that much money. And you want to get to a point where you're not chasing money. Money is chasing you. And the only way to do it is to actually get in the game. So I would say anyone can do it. Trust me. I don't use the word guarantee a lot, but I guarantee you will learn something and you'll make money. And as you learn, you'll make more money and you'll have fun with it. I think that's the most important thing is once you learn the concepts and the teachings, you have fun. And once you have fun, then the world is your oyster. You can make unlimited amounts of money.
Boy, that is great advice for anybody who's listening. Get off your butt and get an account and start learning how the market actually works. That is really, really sensational. We have some shows coming up in the future. You got to come back.
Oh, absolutely. I have much more to share. I mean, every single month I'm learning something new, and growing as a person mentally and emotionally, just because of what the stock market has provided me. As a person, it's afforded me a new lifestyle, and it's afforded me happiness. They say money can't buy happiness, but heck, it's a great way to start.
That's right. Someone said money can't buy happiness, but you can sure choose your own misery.
Yeah, and I think Oprah said it best. She said, money is not the most important thing in life. It's just as important as breathing.
Yeah.
So I listen to her whenever I feel bad about that.
That's right. I'm definitely with you on that. Yeah. Hey, PJ, we're out of time now, but you've made the commitment. You'll come back and be on another episode of Trading Stocks Made Easy?
Anytime, any day.
Yeah, because I think on this future episode, we're going to talk more about mindset. And how significant that is to not only your professional success, but certainly your financial life. And you are a shining star, my friend.
Thank you. It's all because of you. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you allow me in your life. It's just who can out-compliment each other here?
I don't know. We can go for another couple hours if we want.
Well, that music is telling me I got to get out of here.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you in the future.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. And I thank you for spending some time with me, Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, right here on Trading Stocks Made Easy. Hey, listen, getting in the game is half the battle. If you don't know where to start, then you want to go straight on over to witradeschool.com, open your membership, and get to know the Wealthy Investor approach to the stock market. Maybe, who knows, you'll be here in the studio with me 1 year from now, and you'll be earning $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month trading and investing in the stock market. Boy, I sure hope so. Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, saying, stay open, stay positive, and great things will find you.
You've been listening to the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Be sure to rate and review our show on iTunes. While you're on iTunes, be sure to click the subscribe button and you'll automatically receive our next episode.